gonna just be in there shortly. All right, everybody. We are in the house right now. It's your girl Elva BT from P2G, also known as the Pennies to Go platform. We're on with Pennies to Go Radio because we have a community message to offer for those who are. Give me one second. For those who are, and I gotta close up some stuff because we gotta get y'all in the room. Those who were interested in finding out how the story went, we're gonna give you some update to what's been going down, what's been happening. We talked to y'all about deed theft. We talked to you about protecting your property, we're literally creating the different type of protections because on your life and your property. Now we've had that discussion, but we also brought to you a story. Y'all remember this flyer? Well, this flyer is the one that started us moving forward on a story that's more than a story. It's someone who we care about and love, a family member of ours to the community network, to the P2G community network. This gentleman and his family are living through the nightmare that is deed theft. And in many cases, it's theft of family legacy. And in this case tonight, you're going to hear about theft of the human being that it was. So we'll let you tell it. We'll start off. I just want to introduce, this is David Richards, gentleman who happens to be a really good friend of ours, and also a partner in P2G networks in our projects and our movement. And just go ahead and give him some, just to say hello. We're gonna give him a little backstory in a minute.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
All righty. So y'all know me. I don't stir the pot. I show y'all the information and I let you know you can stand up or you can lay down and accept whatever they give you. But I want you to at least know firsthand what's going on. You can't be held responsible for what you don't know. So don't close your eyes because this can happen to you. And it probably already is in some type of way. All right. This was we had did an original story. My husband and I brought this gentleman and his cousin into the space to talk about what was going down with their grandfather and the family properties and even the grandfather's own safety in this case. And we know that deed theft can be held on a high level and high scale basis by people who really have the resources to wait you out in court. But what if they had the right to rip you from your home just to get what they wanted? Well, we're going to go back and then we'll catch you up with what's happened since April. This is the original this is the original conversation we had in April.
To be involved in this fight. I am a transit worker, and my group that I organize with at work, we decided to start having meetings with the community around just whatever the issues are. But primarily, we were focused on the fact that we no longer have friends in government, and that people needed to start running for office because we were getting slaughtered uh, in Albany, dealing with stuff as like healthcare, our wages, and things of that nature. However, we opened it up and we had a meeting about how to meet the machine, and a whole bunch of deed theft victims walked in, and Carmela Charrington was one of them. I was tasked to do the research to see if this was something we needed to get involved in. It was worse than what was being communicated to us when we actually started to do the investigation. I was very alarmed, outraged at the fact that seniors, people who were 65 and up, some upwards of 100 years old, were being burned out of their homes, physically carried out of their homes, their deeds just snatched from them, their real property just snatched from them, and no one cared about it. You would hear stories here and there, but no one was really caring about it. But the issue of Carmela Charrington home is very important because Carmela has been fighting for about 6 years without legal representation. She has a litany of papers that she has submitted. She's called on everyone, the attorney general, the sheriff's department, to get some type of relief, and all of her cries have fell on deaf ears. There's a lot of moving parts to what's going on, but I want to just help you to understand this part of it. Legal representation is very, 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 very important, right? And we can look at, you know, high profile cases that we see with people like Sean Diddy Combs was facing a whole lot of time and everything else. But because of his legal team, the people who put his case forward, they were able to do things to help to make sure that he was okay and protected. Well, Carmela didn't have a legal team. She just had the coalition and was trying to battle this on her own. About last week, we started raising money because we were like, we got to get you an attorney. This cannot continue, right? No one's listening to us. And we raised the money and got her an attorney. We went in front of a judge named Rachel Fryer. Rachel Fryer, upon learning that Carmela had legal representation, went ahead and tried to have a hearing without her lawyer being present, right? Because one of the things that happens is that when you've been operating a certain way, everybody talks, right? So they expected her to show up unrepresented. But this time we were able to raise enough funds to get a case started. And so we were able to sign up with legal representation, and the judge committed a constitutional violation by going ahead with a hearing, even though she had legal representation. And then she took her into custody and put her in Rikers Island, all because she's trying to defend her family home and argue the facts of her father being here in New York City and how that came to be and how it is and how it's been going. And so right now we're in a battle for 212 Jefferson Avenue. A lot of these crimes that happen when it comes to deed theft, right? And particularly what Carmel is dealing with. You have this thing called ghost heirs, right? Where they go and say, we found heirs. And these are the heirs, and they sold us your property. And then in the position of the conservator from Georgia went and petitioned Georgia to sell a home, and Georgia granted them permission to. However, in order to do that, you have to petition New York, right? And the conservator from Georgia made sure that she never went before any judge or any court to ask for permission. They just sold the property. Now Carmela has a power of attorney, which says that the property, in the case of anything happening to her father, she's in charge of all of these things. And they have totally disregarded everything. So now we're working on her having her day in court and everything being heard on the record in court. But I also want to say this. No one cares about how Almond Charrington is doing. He's talked about as an afterthought, how he feels, what he's doing, what it would be like to be ripped away from his children, how he set himself up here, how well he's doing since he's been away from the woman who was drugging him and looting his account. And it's all in the record of what she was doing to him, which caused them to have a conservator. So it's very important to understand, how these things are transpiring and how they do transpire. But there's so many ways that deed theft happens, and that's not the only way. Another way that deed theft occurs is when you pay off your property, when your house is now satisfied, free and clear. It's the easiest way to step in and snatch your home from you. So we recommend that everyone keep a note on your home, home equity line or something. Also, make sure you put your home in a living trust.
Amen.
You have things set up the way they're supposed to. We can no longer say that we don't know. We are on a mission and a crusade, and we're committed to making sure that our people understand how to protect themselves. Also, homeowners association. You have to be clear. Homeowners association will rob you of your property as well, right? All of these things are sophisticated ways to come in and defraud someone under the color of law, right? These people have been able to get away with what they've been able to get away with is because they use the law to do it. Now that we're understanding what this is, because we've always just thought, well, how do you steal someone's deed? But now we know how they steal your deed. In New York City, you don't need ID to go and register a deed. All
What?
you got to do is hand them the paperwork and pay the fee. And they go and check to make sure that the paperwork is in place, and then they file it. It takes about 2 to 3 days for it to show up. Sometimes it can happen overnight. You file it today, it's up tomorrow. As
God.
long as all of the pieces of paper that they need for
Mhm.
it for it to look legitimate is there, right? Also, another issue that we have with Acris is that now they say, oh, they put an alert on. They'll notify you within 30 days if a change occurs to your deed. Why can it not be immediate? The person that has done the paperwork, if there is something wrong, can flag it immediately, right? You should be alerted immediately. It shouldn't be 30 days. You can do loans in 30 days. You can do a whole lot within 30 days. And so we strongly, and we're working on setting up meetings throughout different states. We've been getting calls from all over the place. But we really want people to do their due diligence to set themselves up properly, right? We also are very concerned about so many people going pro se and not having attorneys. But we do understand that the attorneys are part of the problem as well, right? It's the attorneys that work along with the developers. They work along with the fraudulent banks. They file these fraudulent cases on the record. So nothing can happen in the court without an attorney. So when we allege that this is a crime syndicate made up of attorneys, notaries, judges, we're not making it up.
Nope.
The only way this can persist and continue is if the court is turning its head the other way. And
Right.
that's what we know is happening. And we're calling for an investigation into 360 Adams Street, Supreme Civil Court, the Second Department. They need to be investigated for what they are doing, right? They routinely have hold hearings off the record, okay? Belittle pro se litigants and are heavy-handed towards them when they're going up against law firms half of the time. So we have a large fight in front of us, but we're up for it.
So I want to just thank I want to thank you for being so thorough. Oh my God. Yeah. We're going to stop there because I want to bring David back into the space. Now, that was in April, on April 22nd. Anyone who wants to see the whole interview can go to P2G Networks TV. It is where this is completely, you can run the whole video. I want you guys to realize that what we are doing here, it counts for everyone. Deed theft tears apart and away generational wealth in the communities that spent years. First of all, I want to say, David, I want to say thank you for coming back to bring us up to what's going on, and that there are organizations. The young lady that was on, what was her name? I know that's not your cousin. What was the name of that lady?
Evangeline.
Say it around again.
Evangeline.
Evangeline.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's one of the organizers of Sabdita.
Yes, Evangeline. I love it. She's outspoken. She helps. She's actually out here helping families, not one family. But this is a major news story because they've been going into these people's houses. I want you guys to look at some of the reposts that we put up of all of the time instances they have actually bum rushed this house. And one of the things that you all had to do was they were there to do what exactly? Why did they keep coming to the house? What were they looking for?
So, according to the sheriff, executing a search warrant.
For
And the purpose is to locate and detain the owner of the property, which is Alan.
Yes. How old is Al?
84.
So they were, and my question, what was Al's crime?
No crime at all. No official charges.
What are the charges?
Official.
But they can't. Now, this is what's been going on we saw an actual news story where an actual politician got attacked for protecting that house by the police. You can see this a news story. I don't make this up. They've been tracking this. We've been tracking since April. This is David's family. He has to live through this. Al is your what? How are you related?
Um, Part of the direct uncle and aunts
He's
with the family tree.
he's your family
Yeah,
member,
yeah,
your blood family
yes,
member.
yes.
And tonight, what can you catch us up with what took place tonight? What was the final straw?
Well, today, he was simply in front of the house. Since it was quite sunny out at the time, this happened around, I think it was around 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Right.
Um, so just enjoying the kind of like a sunset or afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
and they pulled up in force, and he was at the time with his granddaughter and grandson, and so they proceeded to separate them and trying to then pull him. It took some time to, I guess, get him into the ambulance.
For what?
Yes.
So let me try to get this picture clear because I
Now,
wasn't there.
their claims that there exists a warrant for his arrest.
Have you ever seen that warrant?
This is the same warrant that they presented 2 months ago,
Uh-huh.
and when our lawyer looked into it, so that it was not valid.
So they haven't. Oh God. Did they present a warrant at the time of picking him
They
up?
did, and so we have that on video, the very same one that they showed before.
It's the same warrant.
The
An
very same.
invalid warrant allowed them to pick up this man like ice on the streets. This is the police, the New York Police Department, picked up an elderly man sitting in front of his property. Correct?
Walking right down, within steps away from it.
So he's walking within steps on his own street where he is a
Yes.
property owner. He is a property owner, and these people picked him up on a invalid. And I can't wait because that's a public record. Those warrants are public record.
Yes.
Please, I can't wait till we can look this up. And picks him up and takes him where? In an ambulance, no less. Charged with absolutely what?
No official charges.
No one said he was charged with anything.
They said that there's
So,
a warrant, and so
a warrant.
they're yes, that's all. They
When did
claim.
a warrant get served in an ambulance?
Right.
Since when does a warrant get served by a hospital he'd never been to?
Yeah.
He was never called to, never left the hospital, but a warrant warranted the police to come and abduct someone who happens to be in a deed theft process. Y'all heard about the judge? You heard about the court. People, what are you going to do about it? Because if that court exists, that means it actually rules over you.
Yes.
Who's next? Your grandmama? Your great grandma property? We had this discussion about last month and we started pulling up informationals. We like to use the AI, those AIs that give you a lot of cool information. And one of the things I only use the ones that are relative or relevant to our what we teach. And when they talked about, there are several steps you have to talk about. We're not here to act like, okay, now what to do going forward. We all need to know this now. This is the cautionary tale. Now, what I would like to know is now that this went down, who do we call? Anybody got to ask that question? They bum rush your house. Who you gonna call?
Right.
Just to get your property, they bum your shoe and stick you in a hospital. To get your property and take you from your family. With, oh, by the way, with paper. They got paper, got power of attorney. Custody.
Yes.
See, this is not an elder that was not already written into responsibility. So now we have a system that is now acting corruptly publicly in the open. What are we going to do about it? Who's going to share this with the next one and keep sharing it? Because until more people are hearing about this, you got people getting kidnapped in the night by the legal system for their property and your family. You know, corporations will get away with it because you say nothing and you don't share. Stuff like this does not go, it doesn't seem to go viral. Why? Because if you were watching him screaming and yelling not to go into that daggone thing, and they said, they're stealing my home at the time, would it get your attention? My question, who have you reached out to? Talk to me. What organizations are stepping up for this process? Because I'm tired of all these so-called people. Where the hell? Where's Nan? Where's the House of Justice?
We're wondering the same thing. We've called multiple times. I've
Oh,
left
God.
directly multiple
That's
messages and talked
crazy.
directly with the representatives. No answer.
But you know they got
No
like a
response.
location in every borough in several states, right?
Yes.
But you know this is not just happening in New York State. It's not
Correct.
just happening in Harlem. It's not just happening in Brooklyn. It's not just happening in New Jersey. It's happening everywhere. And so they want to move forward, but they don't want to be there for the solidifying of our foundation, what we already have. Because if you don't fight for what we already have, forget them police. I'm talking about the judges now. You better step up to some judges because they ain't on your side, but they do have people that they have to be responsible for. They do have to step correctly. There is a process. And until we start putting some pressure on the ones that we keep putting support behind, what about the politicians? Where'd they go? Wasn't there some people in the beginning? What happened? This ain't sexy enough 3-4 weeks later? Oh, we already did the whole preliminary. You think you won the fight? Nah, boo. That was step one. What you doing today? What are you doing? What have you done for me lately? And who did you complete the process with? So I'm gonna suggest something. Y'all know we just did primaries. You know, primaries don't end the fight. So while you talking to these one people who got to come back there in November, that's a lot of time between now and then to get things done. I think it's time we start putting them back to work. Because right now, all they are doing is being on the campaign trail. And this is the stuff campaigns are made out of. Not those promises, but the stuff. And I challenge every one of your Brooklyn, because they're out in Brooklyn, your locals that want to fall back into office. If you want to slide back in, you better prove you can do something. I'm challenging every one of y'all on behalf of the people. Forget the others. This ain't about this ain't about your get your ass back over to 212 Jefferson and start talking. Because right now the people are having to do it for themselves. Why should they vote for you? Why should they be rallying people to vote for politicians that ain't even showing up when it's time to get down? Tell me what you've done lately. And this is not an anti-politician. This is a get your ass to work politicians conversation that every one of us needs to help. Because that's the only way to make this move. You've got judges with secrecy and quiet on their side and a bunch of lawyers threatening you daring you to get representation. Didn't your cousin get put in jail because she got a lawyer to come to court and help her one time?
Yes.
And the judge thought, instead of you want to get help? You don't want us to railroad you quietly? I'm going to show you. I'm going to arrest you. How stupid is that? But how real is that? That happened to that woman. Who else do you think that judge has done that to? How many family houses have gone to businesses and she pocketed some money? I'm going to tell you right now, conspiracy, I call it all day. It sounds funny to me. And like they say, if it looked like a duck, quack like a duck, well, quack, quack, mother. And don't get it twisted, because this young man happens to be close to an organization trying to help the community. I didn't even know about I'm gonna be really honest. I knew nothing about actual deep thefts going on in the community until it happened to you. That's how quiet it is. And I got a big mouth. Y'all know that. I'm on everything that anything I hear about our community, we sharing it, we putting it out there. We want to make sure the people know. But the people, y'all got to stop thinking that this is about not being strong enough or not having enough power. It's not that you don't have it. You are not using it. And therefore, when you let this man's family go, you just let your family fall. Because what's not there for them won't be there for you. And I sure hope y'all get that. When you don't stand up for others, that foundation won't be there for you. And in court, they call it a precedent. So if you can get them to put this on the books and you win, it's a precedent for the next one, for your case. That's why they fighting so hard. Y'all get that? I sure hope you do. We teach this, and we teach about this kind of conversation every Sunday. But right now, our Sundays are turning into Saturdays. We'll get you the ticket. But let me tell you right, and I say it's free. It's free. I'm not talking about a paid ticket. I'm talking about a free session. Because if our communities don't have a place for this conversation, we don't have resources. And that's the problem, because we ain't having conversations. So we're not finding resources. And I just want to say thank you to that sister, because she's created a resource around this. Now, how is everybody? Does anybody know how your grandfather is doing? Does anybody know how his health is? This is an 87-year-old man. He's 87, right?
84.
84.
Yeah.
He's 84 years old. That doesn't matter. Oh my God. I can imagine how terrified he is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm enraged because I've taken care of seniors. I protected seniors. Shoot, I've done my own contracts to make sure all their stuff was in place and we put all of it where it need to go.
Yeah.
But this man is healthy, right?
Yes.
Basically, he's healthy.
Yes.
So I'm going to put this out there to y'all. We're going to keep on top of this. I want everybody to share this because I want to make sure that they have one real clear understanding. If anything happens to Brother Al, and I don't mean my husband, if anything happens, you know all the names to hold accountable. He is not, and there are records that he is and was not at the time of being picked up in poor health in any way. See, that's the thing about when you get somebody who takes good care of you. Because when he was, and like she said, he was being drugged. This is how many years ago?
Right.
How many years ago was it that he was being drugged and had to be saved from that situation?
I believe about 7, 8 years ago.
So for 7 to 8 years, coming out of physical abuse, being protected, has been in good health. 7 years, y'all. Prove it on paper. Mr. Thomas, you in the wrong place at the wrong time, brother. I need y'all to get that. I need y'all to get that. I need you to drive it home. Because there ain't no way. I need y'all to protect this man's life. I need the community to come through and be like, no, no, no. Nothing better happen to him. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? How's he doing? Everybody better know. The people who took him from safety and sanctity better know how to better keep him as well as he has been for the 7 years he's been in safety. Y'all get where I'm coming from? I sure hope we do. Because we're the only ones that's going to make that happen. Let's go, everybody. Let's go. Y'all have the information up here. Stop deep theft. I'm going to see what I can do, Dave. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work out. But I'm going to see what I could do to bring this page up, okay? Without putting us in here. See, we're having a little trouble with getting y'all the QR code. And that's really what all this is about. We want you to get the information you need to be able to participate. If you have any information on this, reach out to P2G Networks. Reach out. What's the organization that's been doing the that's really been on heading this up, like really helping with you guys?
StopDtheft.org.
Okay, stopdtheft.org. Go to the page, find out what's going down. Y'all look in and find out what's going down with 212 Jefferson yourself in Brooklyn. Because when you don't care about somebody else, ain't no care there for you either. And when you need, because it is something you will need, protection of personal property is not something that's, random. It's not a random process. It's for everyone. And if you tell me, oh, I don't live in a house like that, you really think that you and your relatives are so different? Anybody planning to purchase a home? Anybody need to make sure that you protect all your property and your health? By the way, one of the things I like to do is I like to educate people. Our platform educates people to the process of making sure that you understand what's going on out here, how to protect yourself, and using those resources, but also how to get more people involved, because when you stand alone, you're more likely to lose the fight. And thank God that those young lady and her organization are there. We pray for their help, and we hope that y'all look. You got the QR code, Stop D Theft. They have on the website itself. They have the GoFundMe. You can join that way, but reach out and see what you can do to help. If you're in Brooklyn, you definitely need to be getting involved, because these are your neighbors. This is what they're doing in your community. And I'm not talking about just here. I'm talking about in the South. They're taking they've taken all of his property away. And we told y'all, when y'all don't protect yourselves, when you don't protect your seniors and your families, you lose it all. The courts will assign a third party to take care of you. And what will they do? Give me 1 second. I have something I wanted to show. And I need y'all to see how freaking real it is, okay? Because I think people tend to take me a little bit too light. And I'm like, I want to show that even Hollywood has been trying to make us aware of this story. There is a movie that came out, and it's on Netflix. I think that's actually on. It came out 5 years ago. I'm going to run that for you. And while this is Hollywood, it is telling a true story. It is telling a true process that already exists. So if you think you're safe, let me show you how deep it really runs.
Good morning, Miss Peterson. I'm sorry to disturb you so early. The court has ruled that you require assistance in taking care of yourself.
I'm fine.
I'm afraid it's not up to you to decide. The court has appointed me to be your legal guardian.
What?
You have to come with me. And remember, I'm here to help.
My name is Marla Grayson.
I'm just someone who cares.
Marla Grayson, you've had amazing success. What's your secret?
There is no secret, Peter.
She forces them into the home, auctions off their house, and uses the proceeds to pay herself.
Because caring is my job. I will grab your dick and balls, and I will rip them clean off.
Big deal maker.
I know what you do here. Your hustle. Look at all these cash cows on your wall just leaking money into your account. But Jennifer Peterson, she's off limits. She has very powerful friends who can make life uncomfortable for you.
How uncomfortable are we talking?
Hello, Marla Grayson. I don't like you.
You only just met me.
There's two types of people in this world. Predators and prey. I don't lose. I won't lose. I'm never letting you go.
Oh, you're in trouble now.
I am a fucking lioness.
One of the things I think we forget is that fact is probably stranger than fiction. And you will see this, by the way, there is a documentary as to how it was made. And very much so, like the story that woman said in the beginning of our video, that she began to see all of these cases of deed theft. And this man created this program, as entertaining as it might be. It is also exposing a system that truly exists. And while the judge is portrayed as a neutral point in this, that is not the case in our real world. So this is much worse for us. I may tell you this right now. If you don't find resources and be resourceful, you will lose your resources for the rest of your life and even possibly your freedom. Because I'll tell you this now, there is another business in that as well. So thank you. I want to thank you all for being on with us. David, is there anything you would like to pass on to folks? I mean, did you even know that that program existed? That's, I'll be really honest, that's what all of that's about. And your cousin's going to have to really fight. And I mean, fight the courts, because that is what you'll see pop up, a party who is assigned by the court. By the way, all of those are real facts of the system and how it works. That's exactly what happens. And he's in New York. So I just want to share with you all that we got to stand up. We cannot. Stop deed theft goes so much deeper than just deeds. Y'all get this? Just property, just pieces of real estate. This is foundation that's being wiped away from our community by corporations that do not care. And they will use a ghost relative or someone who they'll give a little money to sign a piece of paper illegitimately. And they'll try to take that to the top of the hill in court, and some of the courts will let them have it. Let's not let this address be one of them, or even his other address. All right. One, I want to say thank you, and I'm so sorry this is happening to you and your family. This is appalling. Every time I am aware of what's going on, it's worse and worse because of the participation of the government and the police and the church courts participation in all of this. It's like it's unconscionable. Now, there are courts that can be appealed to it, but we've got to start talking about where to take this. And I hope we have that. We'll hope we have that conversation going forward. This Sunday, we'll be having that discussion on P2G. You all are welcome to go to the website and sign into the to our Sunday session, which will exist on Sunday. We'll be talking about everything from trusts to those power of attorneys, to the, to the what to do to save, and the list of the 5 things you want to protect in your household, in your family, in your life. We'll also be talking, David, if you would like to join us, we'll be sitting down with you and any of your relatives you want to join in, so we can talk about some game planning around some possible moves y'all can make to help continue to solidify this process, because it seems like it's starting to come apart, and I don't want to. I know there's steps. I know there's another side to this. And some of y'all know, some of our community know there's another side to this. But if we can start putting things in place now, we'll be good to go. But we got to get them. We can't worry about somebody say, oh, it's a look back. Get it done. You know what I'm saying? Today. Start today. Let today be day one. And that's what I tell people. Let today be your day one. Don't worry about the rest. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. I need y'all to take this to the next level. Give somebody this information. I don't care if you play experts. I will be putting out some of the shorts so we can get some attention to this. But go to stopdtheft.org and find out how you can get involved. The address is 212 Jefferson Avenue in Brooklyn. And the family is real. This is a real person this is happening to. And we thank you for your time and being with us and being candid. We pray for your uncle. Y'all step up. Don't let a man disappear. Please don't let a whole man disappear out here. Step up. Let somebody know you see.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.